Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Liverpool Institute of Performing Arts. What a piece of work laid out for your entertainment, ladies.
You my son off if you want to come and see him. He'll be on the boat any minute. If you want to come and see him.
I will.
Hi. Just waving my son off if you want to come and see him. Yeah. He should be on the boat soon. I'm not sure. He'll be here soon.
I'm Arthur Barnes. I've never been to war before. I've never even thought about going. I shouldn't even be going. I'm only 17, you see. But when something like this, something life-changing like this happens, I couldn't just watch. Everyone's been calling me brave and a hero, but I don't feel brave, and I definitely don't feel like a hero. I'm terrified of what's coming. Can you even imagine me, Arthur Barnes, head-to-head with a German soldier? I've been training for almost 3 months now, but I just don't feel ready. I can fix a Mark V tank, I can load a gun, I can even dig a trench, but inside, I'm not ready to leave. I'm leaving behind everything. My life, my friends, my job and my mum. I'm leaving it all behind and I may never return. I know I can't hold back any longer. I don't want to be a coward. Am I a coward? Maybe just thinking this makes me one inside. I can't hold back any longer now. I know I need to go. I need to go.
On the northeast tip of North America, on an island called Newfoundland, there's an airport. It used to be one of the biggest airports in the world. And next to it is a town called Ghent. Welcome to the Rocky, if you come from away. You'll probably understand about half of what we say. They say no man's an island, but an island makes a man, especially when one comes from one like Newfoundland.
Welcome to the Rock.
That morning, I'm in the classroom. School buses are on strike, so I'm covering for a nap.
Sorry, Beulah. How's the kids?
Not exactly thrilled to be inside on such a gorgeous day. So I told them we'd only have a half day this morning, and they were quite pleased. Until I told them we'd have the other half in the afternoon.
Welcome to the wildest weather that you've ever heard of,
where everyone is nicer, but it's never nice above.
Welcome to the furthest place you'll get from Disneyland.
Fish and chips and shipwrecks, this is Newfoundland.
Welcome to the Rhine, an islander I am, an islander I'm, an islander I am, an islander I'm, an islander I am, an islander I'm, an islander I am, an islander.
That morning, I'm in my car. The kids cross Outbook Boulevard to get to school. And usually that time of the morning, people are in a little bit of a rush to get to work and stuff. So usually I just sit there and run my radar. And if they're speeding, I'll stop them and I'll write out a warning ticket. I'll write STFD. Slow the down.
Welcome to the land where the winter tried to kill us and we said, we will not be killed. Welcome to the land where the waters tried to drown us and we said, we will not be drowned. Welcome to the land where we lost our loved ones and we said, we will still go on. Welcome to the land where the winds tried to go and we said no.
That morning I dropped my kids off at school and headed to the SPCA, where I was greeted by my other kids, all barking and meowing for breakfast and a belly rub. Not that I'm complaining, I love some. But by the time feeding is done, I've got to pick up my human kids, so I take just 1 second for myself and I'm sitting in my car.
I'm in the library. I'm in the staff room.
And I turn on the radio.
You are here at the start of the moment, on the edge of the world, where the river meets the sea. Here on the edge of the Atlantic, on an island in between there and here.
I'm running my radar and Bonnie comes by. She starts waving at me like mad, so I rolled down my window and she says,
Jesus, hey Jaws, turn on your radio.
slow it down, Bonnie.
Where's the stars?
My first day at the station.
I'm getting a coffee for the picket line.
Where do you know my car?
5 minutes to my smoke break.
Every single line.
I'm off to work at the airport.
Welcome to the wall, welcome to the trees, to the ocean and the sky, whatever's in between, to the ones to the left,
taste like bittersweet pain. You really take my breath away. I'm loving the high, but then when you lie, oh, I feel crazy to stay. Closer to your body, close to your skin. I can't control the way I'm feeling. Thinking of leaving feels like a sin. Oh, I'm not ready yet. No, I'm not ready yet. So I'm holding my breath, but I'll breathe underwater. Banging my head, wishing I could be smarter. It's a fact that we both know I can never let you go. So I'm breaking my back, hoping we could get better. Everything's bad, but we're not here together. It's a fact that we both know I can never let you go. I can never let you go. I can never let you go. Called you up last night, started a stupid fight. I don't know why I feel this sad. Making issues in my head over things you never said, just so I could be mad. Scared to be lonely, so I give in. Shit's getting old, God, I hate this feeling. What you do to me, I'm wearing thin. I got nothing left to believe in. So I'm holding my breath, but I'll breathe underwater. Banging my head, wishing I could be smarter. It's a fact that we both know I can never let you go. So I'm breaking my back, hoping we could get better. Everything's bad, but we're not here together. It's a fact that we both know I can never let you go. 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 I can get you out my head. Now when you're still in my bed, I'm holding my breath, hope I breathe underwater. Banging my head, wishing I could be smarter. It's the fact that we both know I can never let you go. So I'm holding my breath, hope I breathe underwater. Banging my head, wishing I could be smarter. It's the fact that we both know I can never let you go. So I'm breaking my back, hoping we could get better. Everything's bad, but we're not here together. It's the fact that we both know I can never let you go. I can never let you go. I can never let you go.
Hello, my name is Charles Bartholomew. I'm Director of LIPA Sixth Form College, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you to our virtual open event. So I'd just like to tell you a little bit about our history. We opened in 2016, and we're part of LIPA, which is the Liverpool Institute for the Performing Arts. LIPA itself is a higher education institution which opened in 1996. It was founded by Mark Featherstone-Whitty and Paul McCartney. It's gone on to create LIPA 419, LIPA Primary School, ourselves at the Sixth Form College, and currently we're looking to expand into running LIPA High School. In 2019, we received our first Ofsted visit after only 2.5 years of being open, and we received outstanding in every category, which was a great accolade for us and something that we all value very much indeed here at LIPA Sixth Form College. At the end of February, we had a visit from Ofsted. Today, I am in a position to share with you all the results of we are outstanding. I'd like to tell you a bit about the awarding body that we work with at LIPA Sixth Form College. It's the University of Arts London, more shortly known as UAL. Now, their qualifications are the diploma and the extended diploma. So I'll just tell you a bit more how that works. In the first year of your study here, you will study the diploma qualification that goes straight into the second year, which is the extended diploma. The advantage of doing that is that in the very, very small cases where we have students who might seek to change after year 12, it allows you to do that. But very, very few students do actually do that. Alongside this, if you still need to do GCSE Maths and English, we do have GCSE Maths and English staff here who will support you to do that. There's tutorial, which is aimed at supporting your studies but also your own personal development. Work readiness and careers is very, very important indeed. I'll talk a bit more about progression as we go through this. And there's enrichment and a masterclass programme. As we're part of LIPA, our students have amazing access to the masterclass programme. Here are a few examples of some of the masterclass conversations between Mark Featherstone-Whitty and some of the visitors in the last few years.
I imagine, I was just going back a moment, Gary, I was just imagining when you're 14 and you're 15 and you're doing those gigs in, I mean, most of the people would be talking. It's the moment they stop talking.
And you know what, I have to say that those gigs are the important ones. It's not the gigs where everything goes great, it's the ones where, I remember one particular night, there was a guy sat on the front and as I came on he just went ruffle and there was an enormous newspaper between me and him. And I worked my arse off for 50 minutes until he put it down and looked over and he thought, I like this one. And he clapped. And that was my gig that night, was winning him over. And that's what, when you go on, walk on stage at Wembley Stadium, that's an easy night for me, because those gigs are the bloody hard ones.
Yeah, because it's not just an acting job. You know, the acting job is big because you are, you know, when I was in it, you're virtually in every scene. So you're there every day, you know, from 7 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock at night, acting and learning lines for the next day and for next week and blah, blah, blah. You do that for 10 months. And then you go out and start selling the show. You have to go out, which is lovely. They take you all around the world and all that. It's fantastic. But you never stop. You're constantly, there's a whole part of that job which is not just the acting. And then you have to go and do, you know, visit this children's hospital and that thing and this thing, you know, and you know, those are all great things to do, and it's a privilege to be asked to do all those things, but it takes over your life. So I loved it, but it was nice to actually just get some of my life back.
There's so many opportunities now for music to be heard over so many different platforms, which has made possibly the competition incredibly hard, or just to get your music heard. Am I getting this roughly right? Get your music heard. How any tips on how one might be able to do that, or is it just a lot harder these days? Because in the old days, you remember, Paul, I mean, we had Top of the Pops, we had Radio Lux, you know, the channels were much smaller, weren't they?
Yeah, it was. There was just entertainment thing was much narrower. So you didn't have video games, you didn't have all the internet and all the sort of other stuff that you can now occupy yourself with. So music was fairly central, and it was very different. You had a record company who would plug you certain programs that if you went on, the whole of Britain would hear you. You know, things like Top of the Pops and stuff. So that kind of made it easier. You still had to have a good song. And not everyone who appeared on these shows made it. But, so that was one thing. But now it's just, I'm not sure it's more difficult, because you still got to have a good song, and good songs tend to get through. You know, someone like Ed Sheeran, he makes it look easy, you know. But I think there's just different ways now. So you can just do a song and put it on YouTube, and it can
At LIPA Sixth Form College, we have the following vocational pathways: acting, dance, music, musical theatre, design for performance and technical theatre. You'll need to choose one of these vocational pathways to follow. In terms of the teaching and learning experience here, central to that is the quality of the staff. I'm in a very, very fortunate position here as the person who was brought in to open the college from scratch, that I've chosen every single member of staff who is here. And I can tell you that they are some of the most exceptional people that I've ever had the privilege to work with. And what they bring are two things. They bring their professional experience, but also their educational experience. And both of those things together are really impactful. They really care about the students and they do some fantastic work. We have very high expectations of our students. The way that we work is a collaborative approach through project-based learning, but we also work on theory and research, so there are written elements to the courses as well. And throughout this, we develop your maths and English. In terms of supporting our students, it's really important to us that we make sure that all the different needs that you have can be met and supported. This 2-year period of your life will see you through some immense changes, and out of that you will be going on to your chosen higher education choice, or for some of our students, straight into employment. To support the students, we have an inclusion manager, Amy Dean, who's also our SENCO, so she looks after the special educational needs. Amy's going to be speaking to you all in a minute. We also have a learner progress and safeguarding manager, that's Victoria Smith, and she's also going to be speaking to you as well. We have learning support assistants. We have a careers and progressions coordinator, that's Ruth Crane. Ruth has made a short video which you can watch. We have a student counsellor, and finally we have Julie Humphreys, who's our admissions officer, and she's done a really, really helpful video which will tell you all about how to apply to go to a course at the college. So, how do we do, or how did we do last year? Well, our results here are very, very strong indeed. So last year, 100% of our students who passed on their main qualification passed, they got through. Out of that, 86% got high grades. That's actually gone up every year. 46% of our students left with a distinction. That's equivalent to a AAA star. That was actually up 5%. In terms of the destinations that students go to, Ruth in her video will tell you a bit more in detail, but we've sent our students to many of the very, very top conservatoires and universities across the country. We are, in fact, the largest single institution in the world who sends students to LIPA. But we don't get any preferential treatment. Our students have to compete with the others. So it's a great sense of pride to us that we've achieved that in such a short period of time. In terms of applying for LIPA Sixth Form College, all our applications are online. There is a really good video that Julie Humphreys, who is our admissions officer, has done, which you can watch. Julie's also online today, so you can call her for individual help and support. She'll also respond to support about applying outside of today as well. But essentially what happens is the deadline for submitting your application is the 31st of January 2021. Our student selection goes between the February and March. Now, depending on the current pandemic, that may either be in person or it may be online. We will make sure you're aware of that. A lot of higher education institutions, drama schools, dance academies, music academies switched to this system last year. So we're fortunate as we work very closely with LIPA to be able to do this, but we won't be confirming it until obviously we're absolutely certain that that's the way that we have to go as such. So we have to see everybody who we audition, and then we come back to you in early April with the decision. We don't accept appeals except on process, and all offers, this is really important, are conditional on getting 5 GCSEs at 4 or above. If you don't get your maths and English and you've still got the 5 GCSEs, you will need to retake them. Now, I'm going to introduce you to Amy Dean now. Amy Dean is our Inclusion Manager and our Senko. So, Amy.
Hi, my name's Amy Dean and I'm the Inclusion Manager here at LIPA Sixth Form College. It's my job to make sure that all students are included in their studies here at the college. My job as Inclusion Manager is about making sure that all students are fully included in their courses and that they progress in line with their peers. This includes students with learning difficulties, disabilities, medical needs, students who need additional financial support, students who are looked after by local authority, and students who need to resit English and maths. The support that students receive in college is very much dependent on the student's individual needs, and we try to personalise that support as much as possible. Occasionally, students receive one-to-one support in practical and theory classes. Students often have an assigned learning support assistant who will be able to provide remote and face-to-face support for students with assignment work. The learning support assistant might help with things like organising time, planning assignments, organising assignments, checking assignments. As well as that, we use external services to provide support for students, things like speech and language therapy, education psychologists and other external professionals. By and large, the support of students takes place in the Learning Resource Centre on the first floor in college. In addition to that, support can take place on a remote basis using Teams and also by sharing live documents between learning support assistants and students. We can provide reasonable adjustments to students at auditions should they need it, depending on their needs. The most important thing is that students and parents let us know about students' individual needs as soon as possible before the audition so that we can make careful plans for those reasonable adjustments, sometimes in line with the local authority as well. We do our best to give students a different experience of learning English and Maths at LIPA Sixth Form College. We also try to embed the performing arts into both courses and make sure that learning is as personalised as possible. It's really important to us to have really small class sizes, so the maximum size for an English or Maths class at the moment is 8 this year, and we've got really good pass rates in both of these courses as well, so last year the pass rates were between 60 and 70% for both courses. If prospective students and parents have any questions in relation to support in English and Maths, please go to the live chats. I'll be taking questions on the student support live chat and Jo or Mel will be taking questions in relation to English and Maths GCSE.
Thank you, Amy, that was great. And now to Victoria Smith. Victoria is our Learner Safeguarding and Progress Manager.
My name is Victoria Smith and I'm Learner Progress and Safeguarding Manager here at LIPA Sixth Form College. I think it goes without saying that our results here are outstanding, but something that we are more proud of is that actually we focus not just on outcomes in terms of grades, but we focus on our students as individuals, and that means looking at them holistically and ensuring that every single day that they are here, that they are displaying and they are living the LIPA values. The LIPA values are integrity, innovation, interdisciplinary, diversity, equality, transparency, kindness and good humour. What that means is staff taking a holistic view and working also towards those values means that our students leave us as well-rounded individuals. They are well prepared for life beyond college and they progress onto fantastic destinations and to future careers. Something else that we are really proud of is that our staff here, over 50% of those staff are trained as mental health first aiders. Now what that means is that staff are very well trained in dealing with some of the issues that might present themselves while students are here with us. We also have our own on-site counsellor who's called Kim. Now Kim is available to all of our students completely free and completely confidentially. It's something that our students really benefit from as and when they may need some support whilst they're here. Support is absolutely key for us, and students will also have a weekly tutorial, and in that tutorial that's an opportunity for them to sit down with a tutor and they will discuss how they are getting on. They will discuss if they need any support with anything, and also what we can do moving forward to ensure all of the time that students are progressing well, but also that they're happy, that they're safe, that they're doing well, and that they can leave us as those well-rounded individuals, which is what all of us want. And I think the message from me is that everybody here wants you to succeed, and we will do everything that we can to ensure that that happens.
Thank you, Victoria. That was great. And now it's time for you to get straight on to the rest of the virtual open day. We've got 3 opportunities for you to take part in the course talks, and as well as that, there are films and there's also live help around areas such as applying, support, GCSE Maths and English, and progression. I very much hope you enjoy our open day, and we look forward to receiving your application for 2021.